Hello all and welcome to another pickups video. Now this pickups video is kind of a catch-up pickups video because most of the games I'm going to be showing you are actually purchases from before the Doncaster gaming market, with a couple being after, but the big purchase, the brand new system that re-entered my life, is also from after the gaming market as well. I had a bit of a CEX mass trading and got a credit voucher from it, and I pretty much spent that credit online straight away in getting this brand new system, which I'm so pleased to have back in my life again. I will show you that at the end of the video, so please do stay tuned for that. Game wise, what have I got to show you? Well, it's not how I planned, it's just how it turned up. All the deals just seem to fall within the Xbox 360. Yes, all the games are for the Xbox 360. We have a Facebook Marketplace deal to show you. We've got some charity shop purchases to show you. We've got some CEX buys, and we've also got an eBay purchase as well to show you. So before we do that, we've got a couple of game related pieces to show you, which obviously aren't games. And the first one is this little fella which has been staring at you on screen the whole time. Yes, it is Mega Man. He comes from a line of Funko Mystery Minis. Although it says Mystery Minis, you are going to get whatever franchise is basically printed all over the box. So when you're buying the Mega Man one, which is exactly what I did, you're pretty much just going to get Mega Man. Because as you'll see from this collect them all section of the box, which I have saved, there is only one Mega Man related figure on there, and it's Mega Man himself. So you pretty much know you're going to get Mega Man. I mean, I opened up a Miss Pac-Man one in a recent pickups video, which had an option of 2 items. I got the Miss Pac-Man Ghost. Like, there is a mystery element to that. But with Mega Man, you're going to get Mega Man, and that's exactly what I got. And I like the figure. It's a really cute actual figure of Mega Man. It's really nice. I'm really pleased with that, and he'll go on the shelf with all my other gaming figures in the gaming area of my room. So yes, very pleased with that. A very cute little figure. Now the other gaming related item that I've got, again, which isn't a game, is from my good friend Sean of Retro Games Revive. Now he messaged me one day saying, "Can I have your address again, please, mate? I've got something I want to send you." And I just thought Sean was going to send me a game that I've been after for a while, which he's managed to find on the cheap. And lo and behold, what actually turned up was totally not what I was expecting. But mate, I absolutely love it to bits. It is this plush, this very cute looking plush of Chun-Li, or baby Chun-Li as I call it. And it's fantastic. It has literally got all the features of her, the studded bracelet, the little sort of things in her hair. I forget the proper name for those. And it's just absolutely fantastic. Comes with tag as well, Street Fighter there as well. And I absolutely love it. As I say, I call her Baby Chun-Li. I mean, there's a little thing going around with baby versions of computer game characters and film characters as well, isn't there? And yes, this is just absolutely adorable. I love it. And what have you done, mate? You've opened my eyes up to the fact that there is a whole line of these, and I want more of them. I didn't actually see the Dalsim one at the Doncaster gaming market and didn't like that one, but I've seen images of the other ones, and the Gar one, the Zangief one, the Ryu one I'm going to get because Ryu is my character. All look amazing and great, and now I want them, and you've completely opened up a can of worms here, mate. But I don't care, and the gift, mate, is absolutely fantastic, living up to your mantra of the most generous man on YouTube again, aren't you? So absolutely loving that, mate. Fantastic little plush, and again, looks amazing in my gaming area as well. So really pleased with that. Thank you once again, mate. Okay, so games. Let's crack on with the games. As I say, we've got all 360 here. So we're going to start off with a Facebook Marketplace deal. Now, whenever I catch a Facebook Marketplace deal, I'm normally too late, or half of what the games are on show have already gone. So when I messaged the seller and they were all still available, he had 8 and he had them all priced up at £2 each. I tried haggling with him, but he wasn't budging. But for £2 each, everyone had a CEX trade up mark for me, should I want to do that with it. I didn't, because I thought I needed them all. We'll get to that in a minute. One of them I didn't in the end, but it's not a problem because there is a CEX trade up mark to be had. But value wise, for £2 each, these are an absolute steal. We'll go through them all one by one, and we'll tell you what CEX would give and what they'd sell them for, and we'll give you a total on this deal as well at the end. Anyway, the first one I requested was Mafia 2. Again, or I say again, they are all complete in box with manual. Manual's in there. We've got a map in there as well, I believe, right at the back. He says if we can get there. There we go, we've got a map as well. Extra piece there. Not quite sure what that is. I will look at that in greater detail soon. But yes, complete in box with manual. Again, I've been through all the discs. When I'm there now, I check that the disc is in there and it is correct, and then I check that it is of good quality, and these have all been looked after, so they're all in great condition as well. So yes, Mafia 2 is the first one I picked up from him. Now CEX sell this for £6. They give you money trade-in of £2, which is what I paid for it, and they'll give you trading credit for £3. So there is a slight markup there should I want to trade it in, but it's going into the collection because I do not own it. Okay, second game up, which I took off him. Mini Ninjas. Again, as I say, I'm paying £2 for this. It is, of course, complete in box with manual. It has obviously been pre-owned at game at some point in its life because it's been attacked by them and had a couple of stickers slapped on the manual. But yes, we've got Mini Ninjas. And in CEX, this is a £5 game, which they'll give you cash credit for £2 and give you trade credit for £3. So, again, it's a tiny markup on trade, but I don't have it in the collection, so it's going in the collection. And I've got to be honest with you, I don't know what to expect from this game at all. So, it'll be an interesting one to try at some point. Now, the third game that I got from him was Cars 2. Now this I do own digitally but not physically, so I do need it for the collection obviously if I'm going for the full set. Again, they all are, and the manual's in absolute fantastic condition, as is the disc. So yes, like I say, I own it physically, I own it digitally but just didn't own it physically, which I do now. And this is another £6 game in CEX with monetary trade of £2 and trading value of £3. And I say, because I own it digitally, I have actually played this fully 1000 G'd it and everything, but now I've got it in the collection as well. And I tell you what, it's actually a really good game, a really fun game. As you can imagine, being Cars 2, it's a racing game. But a lot of fun this one, had tons of fun with this one, and a fun completion too as well. So yes, we've got Cars 2 as well out of that deal. Next one up is the first of 3 Lego games. And the first one up is Lego Lord of the Rings Classics Edition, complete with manual and actually a correct Classics disc as well. So if it has been in CEX, they haven't actually played around with it too much. But Lego Lord of the Rings is another £6 game in CEX with £2 trade-in for money and £3 trade-in for credit. So again, another good one to pick up. And as I say, only paying £2 for it as well. Absolutely fantastic. So we've got 3 more to show you, 2 more Lego games, and this is where the values and credit steps up. Now the first one is a Lego Harry Potter years 1 to 4. Now, despite having a list on my phone and sitting next to a wall of games, I think when I was going through them all at the time, I failed to realise that I do actually already own this one. But for £2, this game is sold in CX for a tenner. They'll double my money in cash for £4 and they'll give me trade-in for £6. So it's not a bad mistake to make this one, and it's the first now going into a pile of stuff to trade into CEX. Not only does it have a Classics disc in it, it has a very good condition manual in it too. So I do own it, but now it's going to be traded into CEX. Now the other Lego game is also Harry Potter, but it is the years 5 to 7. Now this is the one of the 2 that I'm actually missing from the Lego Harry Potter games. It is, again, complete in box with manual. We've got a little bit of extra something behind there, which is always nice to make it sort of complete as such, because if you're buying it and it's manual only, you never know if there's extra paper in there to start with actually. So yes, we've got Harry Potter years 5 to 7. Again, this is like the other Harry Potter game. It is a £10 game in CX with £4 for cash trade-in and £6 trade-in for credit as well. So a really nice one again to pick up for only £2. Now another good one to pick up. Don't laugh at me, I will play it at some point. Just Dance Disney Party, and the reason why I say I'll play it at some point is because I have an ambition to not only own every Xbox 360 game, but to play every Xbox 360 game and get at least one achievement from every game. So I will play this at some point, I don't care. I'm going to get my groove on to a Disney song at some point in my life. Again, complete in box with manual, great condition disc too. And again, I say, if you're going for a full set and you're going for Connect Games or a Connect Games subset, this is one to look out for because it's a £10 game in CEX with £4 for cash and £6 for credit. So I bought 7 games off the guy out of the 8 he had. The one that I left behind was Duke Nukem Forever. It wasn't a markup on the £2 I said for trading credit, and I already owned it as well, so there's no point in buying it at all. But of those 7 games that I bought off that fella, off the Facebook Marketplace, if I was to buy them all from CX, they would sell the whole lot to me for £53. So I paid 14, so that's a hell of a saving. I could actually trade them all in for cash and make £6. So I make £20 off the trading value for cash. A lot of them were trading in for 2, so it'd be like getting me money back, but 3 of them were for £4, so that's where the markup they're coming from cash. And the trading credit is £30 as well, so it's doubling my money, which is pretty much a minimum requirement for me when buying cheap games. So absolutely fantastic deal I've had off Facebook Marketplace. But 6 of the 7 are going in my collection, and the other one is going to get to my trade credit pile rolling again, which will probably be spent on Dreamcast games. Okay, next up, let's show you something else which turned up from a charity shop from that day out, because the town that I went to pick up that Facebook Marketplace deal is one of the towns I visit regularly for all the charity shops. And just the one item turned up for me, and that is 007 Legends. I bought this from the British Heart Foundation, and as you'll see, I paid £2.99 for it. Now, CEX will sell it for £4. They'll only give you trading cash for £1 and only trading credit for £1.60. So where I've lost out there, I've won out overall because it's going in the collection. So I've saved £1 and 1 pence and gave to charity. So double win. And it is superb condition. Disc is absolutely not even a surface scratch. Completely mint. This manual is absolutely fantastic, like it's fresh off the print. And we've got this here, which is as advertised on the front. So will the DLC code work? Don't know. That's the lottery we got to look forward to at some point. But yeah, I think that's all advertised on the front. Instructions to unlock Skyfall mission included, which is what I believe that DLC code is. Or is it that stuff there at the top? Exclusive 007 pack content. So yeah, just a mystery as to will or will it not work. So before we left the town that day, we nipped into its CEX itself and bought a couple of games. And I'm going for the whole 360 set, but I'm really focusing on trying to subset the Kinect games. And I nipped in there and found one cheap that I didn't own, and that was Rise of Nightmares. And as I do when I'm looking for the games on the shelf, I pretty much don't take a risk at the counter anymore unless I really want it, and then I will ask actually first when I get to the counter. But what I'm saying is I won't even take it to the counter without a manual unless I really want it, and then I'll ask. So yes, popped open the box of Rise of Nightmares. Manual was in there, no sticker on the front, so thank you game for never getting your mitts on this one. And only £1 as well. And I do like my horror films and I do like my horror games because of that. So a Kinect horror game sounds like a lot of fun. Cannot wait to give that one a little go. And only £1. Now the other one cost a little bit, but I've seen it around a couple of times and it's about the price it goes for. Or I see it on eBay and that's around about the price it goes for a lot of the time. And it was just, again, I just don't see it out in the wild a lot. And I was really tempted as well by the fact that I don't see it in the wild a lot, but also by the fact that the manual is in fantastic condition. Again, game, you haven't got your mitts on it, so you haven't slapped a sticker on it, and you haven't wrote on the disc as well. Disc is again in fantastic condition too, so nice condition manual, nice condition disc. Spent a little bit of money, but really pleased actually to find this one, and looking forward to giving it a little bit of a bash. And it's only £5, so it's not a lot. So before we go on to a separate day out, which was after Doncaster Game Market, where I only picked up a couple of games, just a quick eBay purchase, and that is Motorcycle Club. Just a game I've never seen out in the wild, a game that I don't recall actually ever seeing before as well. So when I saw this on eBay and they had it up for £1 with £1.50 postage and there was no bids on it, I thought I'll chuck a little cheeky bid in at £1, and if I win it for £1, obviously I will buy it, because I did do my research. I looked how much it was on CEX, and CEX sell this for £4, so I would save on that overall because I always account postage in when I'm buying off eBay over buying off CEX, and obviously being £2.50 and not £4, it's going to be cheaper to buy it off eBay if I can win it for £1, and I did win it for £1. So yes, it's £4 from CEX. They'll only give you trading for £1, and they'll only give you trading for £1.60, which is not a gain, but it's going in the collection and I'm saving on what they would sell it to me for. So seller had a picture of it open, manual's in there, and obviously you can't check the disc. I've checked it now, it's turned up and it's in fantastic condition. Again, that manual, again, fantastic condition. I like fresh off the print condition manual as well. So we've got a couple of more games to show you. Now, on my way home from Doncaster, I arrived back near my hometown midday and stopped off on the station before it to have a quick look in the charity shops. Why not, before I went properly home? And it turned up a couple of games. Wasn't the greatest of visits out, but it turned up a couple of games which made it worthwhile because they both cost me 50p, both from separate charity shops. The first one is a Race Driver Grid. Now I've got Grid 2, and now I've got Race Driver Grid. I think there's one more grid game called Grid Auto Sport. And now we've got Race Driver Grid. Now, the funny thing is, when I went into the charity shop, and this is a charity shop that turns up a lot for me, it's one of my favourites. And I went to the section where they normally keep all their games, had to look, always scour the massive DVD section as well, in case there's an odd box hiding in there too. And I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see anything at all, and I just thought it was a fruitless visit. And for some reason, I took a walk out of the shop in a complete, utter way, which I've never walked before for some really random reason. I don't know why I did. And lo and behold, I looked down on this sort of side table thing, and for some reason there were two Xbox 360 games just sat on there like that. One of them was Mass Effect 2, which I owned, so I left it behind. 50p is all of its value, I do believe. And the other one was Race Driver Grid. Opened it up. Nice condition manual. Fantastic condition disc. And I thought, okay, well, obviously I'm going to have that. I don't have it as well. And also, to buy it in CEX, it is a £3 game. They'll give you trading cash of 70p, so that's a very small markup. And the trading value is £1.20, so the credit is over double as well. But it's going in the collection because I don't have it. So that was a nice turn up. And now every time I go in that charity shop, I kind of make sure I walk around everywhere, because for them just to be, why they were there, it's like someone perhaps picked them both up and then decided they didn't want them. So one person's leaving behind is Gurnaldinho's gain. So yes, very pleased to pick that up. And the only other game that turned up from that day out, I mean, I did look in CX, but there was nothing that really caught my eye, and I had just spent a few quid at Doncaster, and certainly going there. So I did nip into one other charity shop and find something as well, and that was a copy of Connect Joyride. Now, when I was in CX and I was pulling out all the games for the Connect that were only 50p on one day out, and I left with loads of them, I did actually pull this one out thinking that this one would be 50p, because I see it around quite a bit. And to my surprise, ignore that, it is now worth $3.50. But this was in a charity shop, obviously with old labels on it, at just 50p. So I knew it would turn up eventually, and I was right. I mean, the case is a tiny bit ropey. It's got a little bit of rippling on the plastic for some reason. But the inlay itself is actually in good condition, and disc and manual are in good condition as well. So for 50p, I did finally have it, and as I say, I knew it would turn up. And as I say, like I said, it's a £3.50 game in CEX. Can make a little bit of money on it at 90p, and I could double my money, well, over double my money for trading credit of £1.40. So yes, I knew it turned up 50p, and it just goes to show patience can be worth it at times as well. So yep, got Connect Joyride, and we're making a real nice dent into that subset of Connect games on 360. So now it's time to show you the console, the brand new console, which has actually re-entered my life. And I say re-entered my life because in the early 2000s, or literally on the 2000 mark, I had one of these and I quite literally played it to death. I burnt it out and then I never really replaced it straight away. And for years I've wanted one because it's got my favourite football game ever on it, although the football game is really simple. It is Virtua Striker 2 version 2000.1. And if you haven't guessed it by now, it's a Dreamcast. I finally have a Dreamcast back in my life. And as I say, I used CX Trading to get it, used my voucher online to get it. I was very worried about buying it online because I didn't know how to send it and how they would protect it. Honestly, this big black ball turned up. It was a plastic sack. And I tore the open layer up and they absolutely smothered it in bubble wrap. So I cannot fault CX actually for the quality of their packing for this. I really can't. Fears when I bought it, obviously, that it'd be yellow. It's nicely white, so that was a nice turn up as well. No yellowing, because when I bought this online, you had two options. You had pretty much Dreamcast Unboxed and Dreamcast Discounted. I looked into Discounted, and Discounted said that the parts that you'd get in with it would all be functional, but not necessarily be genuine, so they could be third party. I mean, there's no need to show you all the leads. Well, I said there's no need to show you the controller, but I do have it as well. So we've got an official controller too. So that is nice as well. And everything about it is just turned up really nicely. I've had it running and playing it already, as I say. I had a handful of games where I had a Dreamcast before. Sadly, I decided to sell a controller, but I do have two, so I still have one. So I now have two controllers again. Decided to sell a couple of games that stupidly, I say now, stupidly one of them was Power Stone. I love Power Stone. I need it back. And I sold my VMU as well. I've got a third-party memory card which I've tried to use since, which sadly comes up as corrupted every time I try to save something on it or open up one of the very old files that are on it too as well. But that's minor problems. VMUs are not a lot to buy, so we'll get one of those shortly. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Dreamcast back in my life, and you honestly don't know how happy I truly am to have this bad boy back in my life. And as I say, I went for the non-discounted one. I went for one that was unboxed, and it was £55. My voucher, I forget the total, was £46.70. And then I added another £8.30 of my own money. Surprisingly as well, they didn't put any delivery on this. They only put £1.50 per item when it comes to games and DVDs and stuff, but there was no delivery on this. So that was a nice touch as well. So it was literally £55 all in delivered, and it runs like a dream. As I say, I've just disconnected it to show you in this video, and now I'm going to hook it all up again and start playing some more Dreamcast. So pleased to have this back in my life. So yes, that is everything that I have picked up since the last pickups video. Some of it was before Doncaster, some of it was after Doncaster, but there's everything now wrapped up, and it's time to go out and try and grab some more stuff. Start getting some Dreamcast games too. Cannot wait. So ladies and gentlemen, this just leaves me to thank you very much for watching. Thank you indeed, and as always, take care.